So hello, Student Support Services students. This is Nora. I am with UCO Student Support Services Limited and UCO Student Support Services Synergy. So today we wanted to talk a little bit about career development. So I wanted to share with you this website. I share it with all of my students. It is from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, and it's the Occupational Handbook. And this is a great resource, especially if you are either deciding what you want your major to be, or if you want to find out more about your major and how you can prepare for that. So we are going to do a quick example with nursing. This first page is a summary page, and this is what I was talking about regarding the quick snapshot. It will tell you, if you're interested in the nursing field, what the median pay was in 2019. It will tell you what type of education you need for this particular field. It'll tell you how many jobs are open right now. And this is also something very, very important to look at, the job outlook. Is the job rate growing in this particular field? That's something that you want to look at. For nursing, it's great. It's growing at 12%, so much faster than average. So that tells us that there's a need for more students in the field of nursing. And then we have these tabs right here that are more detailed. What do registered nurses actually do? So it tells you a little bit more about what they do day to day, how they interact. And it also tells you a little bit more about specific types of nurses. The next tab tells you about your work environment. So if you decide to pursue nursing, what are some areas that you can work in? So it gives you a breakdown of all the different places that as a registered nurse, you're able to work in. And that's important because many times, depending on what you want to do, or if you're wanting to continue and pursue a master's in nursing while you're working, it's important to see how flexible some areas might be versus other areas. This next tab, how to become one, basically talks about your education. What do you need to do to prepare to become a nurse? As you know, here at UCO, you take courses and then you have to take the TEAS test. You have to take certain courses as prerequisites in order to be able to apply for the nursing program. So that's very important for our students to know. Next, we're going to go to the pay. And as you can see, depending on what field you're working on in nursing, the pay is going to differ a little bit. And then you also want to remember that the starting pay is a little bit different than once you've been working a couple years in your field. So just be aware of that. This tab talks a little bit about additional resources and data specific to states.
Hi, students. I am going to talk first about STLR. You can actually schedule an appointment with a librarian to help you with your research, and you can get your research STLR tagged. And you do that by going to the uco.edu academic affairs /STLR, and you scroll in here, and down here you can click to schedule an appointment with a librarian. You can also look at your STLR snapshot, and STLR goes on your transcript so that you can have this for your resume, and you can show it to jobs. And the importance of STLR is a lot of employers were saying that the people they were hiring, yes, they were very smart, but they did not have discipline outside of their education. So this will help you improve those skills when you're getting out and interacting with your community and going to events on campus that are STLR tagged. If you go to Dios de los Muertos and you swipe and you get a STLR tag, you get exposure. So if you want to have more than exposure and you want to go deeper into the STLR, you can do a little more research about the event and the activity and find out why the Hispanic community has Dios de los Muertos. And whoever is in charge of that STLR activity, you can go to them and talk to them about what you're doing. You can write a paper, and then you can get different levels of STLR. And then there's also the McNairs on campus. And McNair is a really great program because they actually pay you to do research. There are some qualifications. You do have to have a 3.0 GPA. You have to be an undergraduate and have already completed at least 42 credit hours, and you have to be a full-time student. You also have to desire to go to graduate school and obtain a PhD. McNair started, he was an astronaut, and he was one of those underrepresented students, and he wanted to help people like me and you to be able to go higher and obtain a PhD or a master's degree. So this is a really great opportunity for you to do research and get paid for your research in the summer. Also, you get to go on graduate school trips and do lots of really fun educational activities.